I appreciate the difference in my trees in this game. I also have like my XP multiplier really high, so yeah, I'm getting good XP. But look at the bark; it looks so much better than the fucking newer versions of the game. I think there's a rabbit over there too. In this version, there's no way I'll be able to catch up to that rabbit, though. Interestingly enough. Fried secret boil, jambalaya, barbecue, fruit cobbler, fried chicken biscuits, gravy gumbo. What's on the staples? All delicious. Yeah, see, most of those I haven't been able to have because they involved like a meat that I wasn't able to eat. And it's not just, oh, I don't like this meat, I won't eat it. No, it's literally like my intestines would hemorrhage blood and stuff. And it would be like horrible, horrible pain. Kind of like, think of a scour going through your guts kind of thing. Like that. Except, you know, it causes you to projectile vomit while it's doing it. So, not worth it. But, yeah, no, I've got to try cornbread. I was kind of interested in seafood boil, but they kind of ruined it here locally. They made it kind of like watered down, sort of gross looking sort of thing. I also keep hearing people getting food poisoning of the people that I do know that have been going and trying seafood boil locally. So that's not great. As somebody that's like susceptible to getting food poisoning for something that's just left out for like a couple of hours. Like I don't want to get like legit food poisoning for something that's like mishandled or poorly stored or incorrectly cooked or something. I do want to try jambalaya. We have like got plans at some point for me to go to like a barbecue type place. Like I've tried brisket, just like a small piece or whatever, because my partner's boss does a brisket every so often and brings it into work for everyone. And since I could eat meat at the time, I got to try like a little bit of it. But it was like cold and a couple of days later kind of thing. So it wasn't like that fresh, dripping in sauce, hot kind of thing, you know, where it's like probably better. It just tasted like good cold meat sort of thing to me. This looks cool. I haven't seen one of these for so fucking long. There's corn. There goes another fucking stag. I love this bullshit road. It's so great. So what do we got in here? I haven't tried fruit cobbler, but oh shit. I imagine fruit cobbler is very much like a fruit pie. I can't use that. I died. I imagine it's very much like a pie. If it's anything like an apple crumble, I probably won't like it because of the topping shit. But like generally speaking, like I don't mind like fruit pies and shit, but here in Australia they're very much like a dessert type thing. We get more like meat pies. Where the fuck am I? I'm in the desert again. Okay, different part of the desert. Okay, I know I've gone that way. What about over here? I reckon there's got to be a town down over here. That way. Alright, let's go. That sort of looks like a trader, but it's probably not. It might be. It could be, actually. Let me go see. If that's another Trader Joel, it's like the desert version of it. It could just be one of those ones that have been taken over. Maybe. What else? Biscuits, for the longest time, confused me. Because, like, biscuits here in Australia are like cookies. Or crackers and stuff like that. So when somebody's talking about biscuits, and to me, my understanding of them is they're much more like a scone. Again, like everything is just basically a scone to me. Oh man, I love this. Looks so much better where he has like the standalone thing, you know. But yeah, biscuits and gravy don't appeal to me too much, just because like I don't know, the white gravy kind of, we have like a different kind of white sauce sort of thing that we use in cooking for like corned beef and stuff, and that's what I think of, and I don't think it's something I like, but I don't think it's the same kind of thing as that. I think it's something else, but I'm not a huge gravy person to begin with, so that's more of a meat problem. A purple hat. Let me get rid of that. I'll take this. I can hear something banging on the wall out there. What says gumbo I'd like to try. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of my arrows. I can pick this up. Yeah. No, I'm not much of a cook. I don't enjoy cooking. So like when it comes to this stuff, a lot of people are like, oh, you can make it yourself and you can like change what you need to and stuff. And I'm like, if I make it myself, I'll probably end up just destroying it by accident. Not intentionally, but it'll turn out like bad. And then that'll be my impression of it. I'd rather kind of like get it maybe from, you know, a place that, let me put that back for a minute. I'd rather get it from a place that knows what they're doing when they cook it, so that I know that I'm getting it how it should more or less be, you know? Because if I try to make it and I fuck it up, I won't know if that's just me making it bad or if that's how it is, you know? I don't want to carry stuff. Let's scrap that. There's a furnace. I actually quite like the old style furnace like this. And there's glass. Fast teleportation device. The top of it looks like it's not right. I'm thinking that they turn that down, or it looks different when it's on. Mate, can you leave the fucking building alone? I don't want to fight you just yet. I gotta go inside and sell shit to the trader. I gotta sell shit back to it. I remember in 19, I think you can reach that at the back. Even he's better in this one. He doesn't seem like such a dick. That would be great. I will probably use the boots. Oh, something else I picked up. There was that. I sold something. I sold the fucking boots then by accident. God damn it. I could have taken the dye off that. You can take the cement. I don't need it. Okay, that's fine. I don't need it. I probably should take food and drink and stuff. I gotta go kill this guy. He's pissing me off. Let's see. That's pretty much what fruit cobbler is. Difference is crust is more moist and crumbly and filling is less set. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't mind like the filling, like fruity things to be kind of like a bit more gelatinous-y inside or liquidy kind of thing. I'm cool with that. I like that. But like, I am very particular about like pie crusty type stuff, or like you know, the crumbly shit that you kind of put on top of like certain desserts and stuff. I don't like that, and I don't even know why. I just don't. I'm gonna need to find a building. I guess we were kind of leaving here, but I'm not probably gonna find another building. Is that a building over there? Is that? No, it's a tree line. It's fine. I guess we got to run over this way and try to shack up in the desert for a night. It should be fine. Desert's not too bad. I would also like to see how dark the desert is, so this will be a good thing. Because I remember the green forest biome area is bullshit at night. That looks like a cemetery wall. I could sit on that. That would be safe. What soup you typically made in cast iron pot and fire? Made a lot when camping with Dad. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't mind. Like, for instance, I can eat apple pie, but I'd rather have an apple slice because it's got less of the pie, like, pastry type stuff involved. But then again, our pie stuff here for like, general fruit pies and stuff like that is more gummy than it is, like, flaky or nice in that way. I also like these more destroyed buildings, too, because you can kind of climb up those. But I actually want to just see if I can get inside here. And see if I can get on a wall safely. Because my mate Grim absolutely loves these buildings. But I want to see if I can get up onto a wall. I could probably climb up on that. Okay, there's like a... I was going to say there's a dingo or something over here. But I don't really want to find where the dog is. It's out there. I don't know if I can jump onto that from here. No. I didn't think so, but I thought I'd just try. Oops. Don't block me off the wall. Oh, mate. I'll explain it better in a sec. Hold on. Can I guess I got rid of my bow and arrow, didn't I? Let me try making one of these and I'll make a couple more arrows. That way I can get rid of you. Yeah, so basically what I tend to find is I guess because, say, we're more accustomed to having like a meat pie, right? And a meat pie normally seems like it needs like a slightly denser base filling, like, you know, the cup thing that it sits in, sort of thing, like the base. It's thicker, so it doesn't cook through to be like flaky or anything like that. It almost like steams in its little like pie tin type thing. But the same thing applies for the like fruit ones as well. That's actually a really cool looking corner there with the green on it. So like the top of a pie, the top of it might turn out a little bit flaky if it's a sealed pie, but the inside of it again is kind of like been steamed and sort of softened and stuff, so it's not kind of like the same thing. Whereas I just tend to find like if we bite into it, like it's either going to crumble at the size of, say, a thumb pressing against it, like fall apart, or it's going to peel away a big strip of the pie section itself, or it's just kind of like, I don't know, if you don't have like the material of the inside of the pie on it and it's not hot or something like that, you can kind of like, it's kind of like a moist Play-Doh kind of sensation inside. I'd say that's the best way to say it. So yeah, that's kind of what they're like. We don't really have the really nice like phyllo puff pastry type stuff unless it's on a specific pastry cake type thing, kind of like a tart perhaps would have that kind of a base to begin with. It would be lighter and crustier kind of thing, but then it's more likely to be on something where there's a filling inside of it and it's wrapped, sort of thing. It's really fucking weird to explain. I've got like 3 sets of zombies near me, but I don't think they specifically see me. I'm going to be sitting here at night and it looks like it's going to get real dark soon because it already is really dark. But my person looks like they're hot. It's a shame I didn't get to keep those boots. I wanted those. God, she looks terrible. I love how terrible she looks though. At the same time. It was just stats and shit. Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't tend to eat like a lot of different pies and stuff. I'm not really a savory person. But then like the sweeter pies, I'd rather have it as like a slice, so it doesn't have as much of the base like stuff on it. You also get that with vanilla slice as well. Vanilla slice being like more like a slab custard, solidified sort of thing. They have like a really weird base to them too. They got like a, I don't know, like a flat row of sheets and shit in it. I think it's more similar to a muffin or maybe a sweet scone. What the biscuits? Because that would make sense. It would still be weird to put with gravy though. I remember that this woman eats raw lemons for fun. Never mind when considering her food taste. Hey, just because I like lemons, like I don't like oranges, but that doesn't really come into like consideration when it comes to like the texture of stuff, you know? The crusted cobbler. Okay, so like sweet scone or a muffin. Yeah. Now, if it was like a bit of a scone kind of like texture, I could see myself not liking that. Fucking hell, is it dark? Oops, I didn't mean to shoot that. I also like how the cactuses look in this. It looks so much better. Like, they actually have like bristles. You can see it's great. This is going to get real dark and there's nothing I can do about it. I can hunt that coyote though. If I can hit it. There we go. Okay, that won't be a problem into the night. Who drinks raw lemon juice? So do I. You know when I had COVID in May, you guys remember how I said that my throat basically fully closed up and like my tonsils were super, super swollen as well and I could barely breathe. It was like breathing in a straw, like a small straw. I had like just regular compulsion to drink some fucking lemon juice one night there. I'm like, I don't know why, but I really, really wanted to. And I was like, oh, okay, my body probably wants some kind of vitamin or something like that. That's fine, I'll just drink it. Anyway, I threw back like a mouthful of fucking lemon juice and it sizzled my tonsil. And just like, I assumed that it had like stuff built up on it and or was coated and stuff, and it just like basically just dissolved that. Yeah, so basically it sounded and felt like my tonsils were being deep fried in my throat. That's what it felt like. I also asked my doctor about it later, and he's like, yeah, no, it's not supposed to feel like that. You're also not supposed to have like, you know, throw a raw acid on it. So, but yeah, anyway, after it did it to one side and I like violently reacted to it because it was so painful and such a surprise, I ended up being like, hey, wait a minute, it actually feels like that tonsil's smaller and I can kind of like breathe and swallow better on that side. So I put it on the other side because I'd kind of like hit one in the process of trying to swallow the shit. And so I just like did everything I could to like get it on the other one until it also did the same thing. It was horrible, but I did that for like a couple of times in like a 12-hour stint. And yeah, it made them like reduce in size and I could breathe better and stuff because I was having a lot of trouble even just swallowing water and or my own saliva and stuff. But yeah, it definitely helped. It definitely helped a lot. It was horrible, but yeah. I also like lemons in general. Like they're sweet. Generally speaking, they're really sweet, which is why I like them. I think most people detect them as sour in the same way that I find kiwi fruit is sour, but apparently that just suggests that I might be like mildly allergic to kiwi fruit because I find kiwi fruit burns holes in like my mouth and stuff, my mouth and tongue and whatever, whereas lemons don't do that. Lemons are just really sweet to me, which is why I put salt on them. I eat raw lemons. Might have calcium deposits and tonsil stones. Oh yeah, I get tonsil stones every so often. My body just does this shit. But yeah, no, I've scooped those out before too. This is a too much information thing, but yeah, no, last time I got tonsil stones and I knew about it, I just sat there until I got them out. So lemon juice is acid, makes sense. Yeah, after hearing this story, well, he did Google it. He had to Google it because like I come at him with like the most creative shit. You guys have proper lemonade? I would say no. I would say really, really no because like it's really hard to get lemonade where I am. Like in stores, for instance, if I was to go to like a event like a show or something like that, there's probably going to be a lemonade stall. But the thing is, the way that most of these stalls seem to make lemonade is they put in like a very small amount of lemon, like lemon juice, and then they like put in a shit ton of water and a shit ton of sugar and make it really, really sickly sweet. And like I don't mind it, but that's not what I'm getting a cup of lemonade for. You know, I want that fucking sour shit, you know, the really tart ones. Because you can get really tart lemons, you can get sweet lemons, right? But yeah, no, I tend to find like if I buy it in a store, they have this brand called Old Fashioned Lemonade. And it too is so disgustingly sweet, I almost can't drink it. I struggle to get through it. So what I do instead is they have these like bottles of lemon juice that you're supposed to pour on fish when you get fish and chips, and I just drink that whenever I feel like it. I just go and have a swig or a couple swigs of that because like it's like $1. It's like $1 for like half a liter or something, and it lasts for so long because it's like so heavily preserved. And yeah, I'm just like it's good enough. It's really lovely and sour and great and stuff, but it's that right kind of like really sour, like pure lemon juice sort of stuff. Mind you, every so often I just buy lemons, but they're hit and miss depending on the seasons and stuff. So like if I'm eating a lemon, I eat everything except for like the skin and the seeds. One of my friends eats them whole minus the seeds, which I just can't do. I find that the skin is a little bit too bitter for me, but I eat all the fleshy crap out of it. But I do find if I eat too many, like if I sit down and I eat like 5 lemons or something like that, my teeth get sensitive. So I've stopped doing that. But yeah, it's so funny. In the past, I remember going to dentists and having this argument with the dentist, and they're like, you know, you got to stop having your soda and sugar and candy and stuff and brush more. And I'm like, I don't have that, and B, couldn't afford it if I wanted it. And they're like, your teeth is a horrible condition sort of thing. Well, they're not. They're good. It's just like they're sensitive. I have sensitive ass teeth now. And they're like, they're really like sensitive all the way up to gums and stuff. So then they assumed that I was then bulimic. And I'm like, I'm not bulimic. I've got a medical condition that does have me like, it can make me throw up like pretty consistently, but like I haven't been throwing up for like quite some time and stuff. It's part of the Crohn's. It goes both ways kind of thing. And yeah, I'm like, I don't have like something, I'm not purposely doing this. It's just, I ended up saying to them one day, I'm like, I like to eat lemons. They didn't believe me. So I pulled up a picture and they're like, oh, this actually explains so much about your teeth. And like the sensitivity and stuff is you're literally like stripping the enamel, the protection, and like exposing them to sensitivity and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would explain the pain, you know, because sometimes if I have them or if I have warheads, I tend to find like my teeth are more sensitive for a while. But it just depends like how frequently I eat them. If I don't eat them for ages, or if I eat them with like my further back teeth, it doesn't matter. Just sit there eating, like gumming on the lemons at the back of my mouth to avoid issues with my teeth. I also do like how like blue dark this is. It's so great. I can hear a zombie. There he is. I could hear one. I couldn't see it though. It's so great how dark this is. Did you guys have... Nah, I saw that. Strains of Suffering. Give them lemonade, cornbread, and pumpkin pie. I've never had pumpkin pie either. I don't know if I'd like it because I'm not a huge fan of pumpkins to begin with. Like I don't mind sweet potato. I ended up making a sweet potato soup, but it was much more of like a dip. It's something you dip your bread into more so than eat. But it was good. It was good shit. Don't forget to get rid of the spiders and other deadly wildlife. I don't know. Have you guys seen... I don't know if I actually shared it, but have you guys seen Gary in the Funniest Shit channel of Discord? Don't look at it, obviously, if you're arachnophobic, because you will throw your phone. But, yeah, the last video I posted there, discussing, like, fucking Gary. That's just a classic fucking spider. I never had one that big, but we had Fluffy, and Fluffy was pretty big. Fluffy was, like, a female version of that, so she didn't look as big. Yeah, it's in, Funny Shit LOL channel or whatever. No. I don't have one called Gary. A lady that has one called it Gary. Collectively my family called one Fluffy. We had a really huge huntsman in Apagola when I was a teenager and stuff. I had one about the same size as Fluffy in my first house, but I never named it. I didn't get a chance to. That was the one that I had to parkour over my kitchen to get to the spray. And when I sprayed it and I put the can on it, the spider got up and lifted the can, so I had to break its legs to prevent it from getting away. But yeah, arachnophobia could never. I'd love to know how you go looking at Gary. I said if you added some sugar to water, it would become a lemonade. That basically feels like what lemonade is basically like here in Australia, and I hate it. Is your partner like normal food health wise? They just stare at you like, what the fuck? No, so if I chop up like lemons, if I have lemon, like Nick will usually ask if I can just like chop up or quarter up some of like one of the lemons or something like that and just put it in a bowl and leave it in the fridge. And he'll add like, you know, a quarter of a half slice. I guess it's like an eighth of a lemon to some water. He'll often add like maybe up to half a lemon to a water bottle, like a liter of water, and then he'll just keep topping up the water bottle with like fresh cold water and stuff. He likes that, but he probably couldn't do like half a glass or a full straight glass of like concentrate type stuff. But he doesn't see it as particularly weird. He knows that normally if I want if I want a specific like food or vegetable or something like that, it's usually because I'm depleted of a mineral or a vitamin. My body's like requesting that I go replenish it. I usually get that with lemons and magnesium and stuff because they do magnesium. I think they also do vitamin C as well, so I get a bit of both of that, and whatever the fuck else they do like folate and all sorts of stuff. So they're not bad for you, it's just that like it can be bad for your teeth and stuff, but I don't like having weak watered down stuff. Like for instance, if I was going to make a cordial, like, you know, a cordial drink, I would probably have like half a cup, or at least like probably a third of a cup of cordial to water ratio. And my partner is just like the tiniest bit of cordial and like a lot of water, and I'm like, you can't even taste it. It tastes like an unclean, unwashed glass that you're drinking water out of. That's what it tastes like to me. You know, when you have like something so heavily diluted, I just can't do it. So when I eat too much acid, my teeth hurt. Yeah, I wonder why. Oi. The arachnophobia could never. If you used to believe that the spiders, was it that spider is real in that video? Nah, it is, because like it's chilling on the wall in the exact way that like it would, like its legs are kind of like, you know, crinkled up and stuff in the way to support its weight and stuff. It's sitting quite normal. If it was facing downwards, like if its face was facing downwards and its legs are out sideways, it would be more in like a banana shaped kind of thing, where its legs are sort of forwards to support its weight on its little toes. Also, did you know that spiders have like paw pads, like cats? So there's a thing to know today. Also, I guess like dogs technically, but yeah, they have that. But if it was sitting in different, like if it was facing upwards away from the ground, its legs would be more spread out. But huntsmans are like cave dwelling spiders, so they just tend to be very, very flat and stuff. But yeah, now Gary looks legit to me, because I've seen a female version. I've seen Fluffy, and she's pretty big, because the males have longer legs than the females do. So the males look a lot bigger than the females do, but they're the same size. It's just that the legs are longer. That's all it is. If someone paid me, I might view a spider video. Otherwise, no, I choose life. I think you choose life for your phone over the spider video. That's what it feels like to me. But yeah, no, I'm like, as I said, I haven't had to deal with like a 30 plus centimeter spider like that, but I have had to deal with 20 centimeter ones before. And like Fluffy was probably in the 20 odd centimeters. The one in my first house was easily probably 17-ish centimeters. She was like clearly somewhere between a 15 and a 20. She was big. But we get like 10 centimeter ones here. We get 5 centimeter ones here. I haven't had anything particularly bigger than that. I saw an itty bitty one like the size of my thumbnail on Friday. And that was weird because I don't usually see them that small. But yeah, I saw that and I chased that around the bathroom until I got it, because I'm like, I'm not going to wait till it gets bigger. Plus, whether or not, regardless of the size, if it pops out anywhere into the house and my partner sees it, he's not going to want to deal with it. Plus, where it came out, I know it's just going to go and live behind like my guest bathroom toilet, because that's what they do. They'll go and they'll live behind that, then they'll come out and they'll probably like scavenge up in like the air vents and stuff like that for food. And then one day my partner will go in to use the toilet, and you know, he'll be trapped in there with this fucking big ass spider. And it happens. It's happened at least 3 times to him. It's happened to me at least twice. Normally I'm on the other bathroom. I'm in the main bathroom when one of my cats herds in like one of the big 10 centimeter ones or something. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I just have to hope that it goes somewhere and stays somewhere for long enough for me to get off the toilet and go wash my hands, so then I can deal with it. But yeah, it just is existing here. I'm kind of waiting till AM, but my god, is it dark. Oh. Oh wow, that doesn't actually solve anything out here in the desert. It's that dark for that far away. Okay. Hear about the new funnel web spider that was discovered recently? Yeah, the Newcastle Big Boy or whatever, I think it is. Yeah, no, I heard about him. He's the last thing we need because the funnel web spiders or whatever, the Sydney funnel web has been slowly migrating up the coast to into the warmer climates. So we should I know my cousin saw one down the Gold Coast direction years and years ago, when she was like a teenager and shit. And nobody believed her because it was too warm a climate for it to be in. But it could have just been somebody's that escaped. That's all it could have been. But we should start seeing them up into Queensland over the next probably 5-10 years. It should just become a bit more common, which sucks because I really don't want to deal with a kind of spider that can puncture work boots while I'm walking around in my yard barefoot. I don't want to deal with that. Not purely for the name Australian Big Boy. That's named so much. Yeah, no, I've had a couple of people ask me about it because it sounds so casual, but I can really see an Australian being like that, coming across a spider and just being yeah, I'm not going to give you some kind of ultra super coded name. You're just going to be known as a big boy kind of thing. It's kind of like how all of our the eastern brown snakes are all aggressive fucks and stuff. So they're kind of everywhere though. But oh yeah, it's almost immediately brighter. Yeah, it's immediately brighter. Nice. Now that it's finally morning, I'm going to leave this one here. I want to try out 19 next. Oh my god, that goes back to the menu so quick.